Hello and welcome back to my channel. As I'm sure everyone has heard, Joe Biden announced that they plan on forgiving $10,000 to $20,000 of student loan debt per person who has it, and if they make under $125,000 per year. However, there's one thing I think a lot of people don't know about, and that is that not only does it cover your student loan debt, but it covers another really common college debt, and that is that not only does it cover your student loan debt, it would also apply if you have a Parent Plus loan. So if you've never heard of a Parent Plus loan or aren't sure what it is when essentially a parent takes out a loan for their kid to go to college. So technically speaking, it's not the kid's loan, it's the parent's loan, but they get it because in a lot of cases the kid is not able to get a loan, or at least the loan the kid would get have a much higher interest rate than the loan that the parent could get. And while I had already known about Parent Plus loans and all of that, I never thought that this would qualify as a normal student loan that the government will forgive. Now this is assuming that it actually happens. Now I do still have some doubts about whether it will happen or not, because just because Joe Biden said something does not mean it's going to happen. So I know he announced it a few months ago, however, we haven't seen any evidence of it actually happening yet. The most that they have provided us with so far is essentially saying that the application is almost ready. However, originally they said the application would be ready 2 weeks ago, and the education department was not prepared for this at all. So you would think if it was really well thought out, it would roll out seamlessly. When he announces it, they'd open up the application and we'd all, have $10,000 more at this point. But that's not the case. So it seems to me like he's really just doing it for the votes, because Democrats were really going to lose big in this election before this, and Democrats are now kind of on the upswing, especially because of the student loan policy. However, there are major questions about the legality of it. So I know it sounds great to a lot of people. However, this is a $300 billion decision that Joe Biden just used an executive order for. So there's kind of a deeper question behind this specific policy of, do you want your president to be able to make a $300 billion decision? And in the past, there have been several executive orders that are kind of like policies, where the next president who comes in could just flip it around and get rid of it. However, with forgiving $300 billion of debt, the next president can't do anything about it. You can't just give debt back to people, so this is a decision that can never be taken back. I'd prefer if the same exact policy just went through Congress like it's supposed to. And there are a lot of Republicans out there who are challenging the legality of this, and I'm not just making this up out of my head. There have already been people who, in the beginning, qualified for this forgiveness who have been taken off of the list. On September 29th, about 700,000 people were removed from the list. And these are people who have either FFEL or Perkins loans. So essentially, originally they were qualified as government loans, and then they decided, actually, you know what, those aren't government loans, so you're off the list. And who knows how many more people they could remove from this list. So I would not be relying on it at this point. But I think we're really likely to see the outcome within the coming weeks, because of the election day in early November. Biden really has to have these applications out before then. If Biden doesn't have these applications out before election day, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Because then it will be 2 more years before they have to worry about an election, so what would even motivate them to do anything? But while I've kind of speculated on everything, nobody knows the future, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, so we just have to wait and see. Overall, I would guess that Biden prevails and that this $10,000 or $20,000 is forgiven, but you should know that it's not a done deal at this point. So now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the video, the joke of the day. Joke of the day, joke of the day, boop boop, joke of the day. Always borrow money from a pessimist. They'll never expect it back. So thanks for watching the video. please consider subscribing to my channel, liking the video, and commenting on the video or in any ideas for future videos. Thanks.